I know something's about to go down.
I sue drunks. I'm Jim Shapiro, the tough, smart lawyer. For the victims they hurt, for the survivors of those they kill, I hunt them down and I wring out every single dollar. No matter how long it takes, if a drunk has wrecked your life, call 1-800-546-7777 for a free appointment. Jim Shapiro, I sue drunks. 1-800-546-7777. 1-800-546-7777. Hurt? I cannot rip out the hearts of those who hurt you. I cannot hand you their severed heads. But I can hunt them down and settle the score. I'll squeeze them for every dime I can. Every single dime. I'm Jim the Hammer Shapiro. But I cannot proceed until you call. 1-800-546-7777. You call, I hammer. Hurt? If you have a broken bone, scar, lost limb, head injury, paralysis, asbestos exposure, burns, or any permanent injury, call me right now. I'm Jim Shapiro, the tough, smart lawyer. 1-800-546-7777. If you lost a loved one to an accident, call 1-800-546-7777. I've helped thousands of victims collect tens of millions of dollars. 1-800-546-7777. Hurt? 1-800-546-7777 is the one number to call no matter how you were hurt. 1-800-546-7777 is the number to call to get all the money you deserve. Call 1-800-546-7777 and find out free if you're entitled to a major cash award. 1-800-546-7777. I'm Jim Shapiro, the tough, smart lawyer. 1-800-546-7777. 1-800-546-7777.
Jesus.
What's the number again? Can you remember it?
Yeah, 1-800-457-7777.
Can we call it?
No, it's an American number, isn't it?
I know. What do you think would happen though? It definitely has a different number.
I think it'd go, I sue drunks.
Are you a drunk? Then don't come to me because I want to represent the person you upset.
I sue drunks. Can I come to the phone right now? Please leave your message.
I sue drunks.
Wow. So many things. First of all, why isn't he leading the Labour Party into the next election?
He looks like John Oliver's like American cousin.
He does actually.
Yeah.
He does. But he's got more charisma than most British MPs at the minute, don't you think?
Definitely.
I think if he you know, put a little campaign meeting out, little campaign vid. I kill Tories.
Oh, I'd be there.
I'm John the Hammer Shapiro. Keir Starmer should do it. I'm Keir the Hammer Starmer.
Yeah, maybe that's what MPs are missing.
It's
is
what
like
they're missing.
this cool name, you know, like Corbyn, you know, like friendly, you know, guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, you know, something that, you know, invokes, you know, Jeremy Halo Corbyn. Or get
you know, the boxing fighter thing.
Yeah,
out. Like they should come on to. This is funny. We're saying that. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before.
What, MPs going into wrestling? Yes, Alfie. I think it's a great idea.
It's my number one business plan. No, I did politics A level, politics AS level.
Sorry, for how long?
AS level for a year.
For a year.
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
I thought you only did it for like a couple of weeks.
Why would I do it for a couple of weeks?
I just never heard this before. Okay, you did it for a whole year.
The reason why I don't mention it because I got like a U. I'm not even kidding. I'm not
Right.
even kidding. Like it was. I feel like I must have talked about this on the podcast.
Did you just show up and write your name? What? Like what?
Pretty much. If it'll all be apparent very soon, right? Because it has something to do with what we were just suggesting about having boxing matches and reality TV shows for politicians, right? So, my AS level politics class, and there was 4 of us in it, and it was basically it was absolutely insane looking back on it, right? Because it was basically it was every Thursday, periods 2 and 3, right? So post break, is that post break or
2 and 3?
Oh, it's break and then period 3, isn't it? How it works at my school.
Ugh.
Thanks for sticking with us for that detail. It was basically periods 2, break, and then period 3. But what would happen, right, is that the teacher was a woman, wasn't a politics teacher. They just offered every AS level under the sun in my secondary school because I think they probably got more money and funding for the more subjects they offered.
Right, sure. So for a second then I thought you went, she was a woman, not obviously not a politics teacher. I was like, well, phew. What,
thank God.
They had
for
women teaching politics. And, what kind of backwards establishment was this?
Why do you think I got a U? Yeah? It stands for uterus. Uterus not teaching me right.
Yeah.
There we go.
It was all right.
Yeah. Uterus not teaching me right.
Something like that. Yeah. I'll give it a solid U.
Yeah. For unbelievably accurate.
Funny.
Unfunny. Or you for unfunny.
Okay.
Right, so period 2 of the teacher wasn't a proper teacher. So what she'd do is that she wouldn't teach us. She'd give us like the AQA book or whatever it was the exam board book and a laptop and said, just work through it. So obviously everyone in the class just went, well, I'm just having 2 hours of my day.
There we go.
Doing whatever.
That's what YouTube's for. Brilliant.
Exactly.
yeah.
But we'd be in the classroom together.
Oh.
And then literally every half an hour she'd go, are you going on? And we'd quickly minimise whatever. Like, yeah, just working through.
Yeah, Soul
through.
Train was back.
Yeah.
It was quickly minimised or whatever it was called.
I actually remember spending a whole 2-period session of politics researching what blue ice was.
And?
Well, it's poo and piss that fall from planes, isn't it?
What?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah,
Does it fall as ice?
Well, I think it used
that's
to.
dangerous.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't do it anymore. I think this is what I was researching.
Okay.
Because there was like cases like blue ice deaths in which like frozen poo and wee had hit people on the head.
What? That's amazing, by the way. I've never heard of that. But how brilliant would it have been if the first question on your politics exam paper was... yeah. The Labour government was formed in the year XXX. But what is blue ice?
yeah. When did the Tory government ban projecting feces from airplanes to avoid blue ice deaths? So it's 2001.
Hang on a minute.
I fucking nailed it.
Pages and pages of writing, just wiping the sweat from your brow and, like getting to the end of a pencil and having to get a brand new one. You've got so much to say.
Oh, if only. Only.
No, but that wasn't what happened,
wasn't
was
what
it?
happened.
Right.
So it basically spent a year doing just nothing.
Dicking about.
Didn't even think, because it wasn't coursework either. It was just exam. It was all on the exam.
Right.
And I didn't even think about the exam at the end of the year.
Quickly, why did you take politics?
I actually don't know.
That's very interesting. I've never really thought of you as a politics kind of guy.
Yeah, I don't know if it was because wind had been spread that this teacher liked to not teach.
Right.
And I was all for that. I don't know if that influenced me. Maybe I thought, deep down somewhere that maybe, just maybe, I could change the world and be the Prime Minister.
There's still time.
Yeah.
Now, Jim Shapiro.
No, wait, I've not got to the end of my story yet.
Oh, gosh, there's more.
Right, yes. Well, yeah, I've not even linked it to what we were talking about.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Right, so the exam comes around, and this guy has done no preparation, no revision, knows nothing, basically. And it was one of those exams where it's essentially just one question.
Right.
And it was something like the first past the post election fucking system.
The follow-up game to Pass the Parcel.
That'd be more fun than the election. This is my whole argument in this essay that I wrote. So first past the post system is in place now or whatever. How would you improve the democracy of our general election? What system would you put in place?
Right.
So I sat there for a few minutes
A good 10 seconds.
thinking, okay, I was there like, okay, Alfie, you got two choices here. You can sweat it out for 3 hours, which is how long the exam was, and try to form somewhat of a logical argument with no revision.
Okay.
Or you can have fun with this.
Okay.
And you can put forward the most ridiculous proposal you can and just have fun writing it. Because you know you're not bothered about failing this subject.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I pitched the proposal that we should turn our general elections into a reality show type format, much like the X Factor, but in which we get our politicians that are running to, and you have heats, so you have like the leadership heats for each party, and then the final is essentially the three or four, five parties, whatever they have, you know. And each week you get them, it's not just singing, you get them to do different tasks and challenges, and the public votes them off like that.
Right.
And then maybe you could work in sort of Jim Shapiro style videos of, you know, or like X Factor style videos of like, oh, my family died when I was 5. And now
yeah.
macrame is the only way I can truly express myself. That's the macrame week of the
Sure.
election. And I referred to what's his name? Clegg. Who was his name?
Nick Clegg.
Nick Clegg. I referred to Nick Clegg as Cleggy Woo. In my,
Like Peggy Sue.
I actually don't know why I referred to him as Cleggy Woo. But
Cleggy. Why?
I don't
And why
know.
were you giving them names that
I
they
don't know.
didn't even exist?
I can't remember the other ones, but I didn't call them all proper names. Anyway, you know, 6 weeks rolls by, whatever, and it's results time. And my other results were really good. And then the teacher, because I don't know if it was like at your school, they opened it for you in front of you and talked through the results.
Oh, God.
So my teacher, who was like our head of sixth form, opened my
What was
results.
he called?
Mr. Andrews.
Okay.
Nice teacher, very good guy.
Missy and Andy. And anyway, yeah.
Are you going to do a Cleggy Woo?
I was trying to.
Andy Woo or Andy Drew?
I wasn't it? Andy Drew. Because he was called Andrew.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Andy Drew.
Yeah.
So he opened it in front of me and went like, yeah, like B in English, great. Yeah, B in drama, great. Yeah, C in history, well done. I'm not sure about this U in politics though. A U, that doesn't seem right to me. Do you want us to appeal it? And I was like, no. Don't worry about it.
I'm all right. Don't worry about it.
makes
I don't
sense.
want anyone dragging that piece of shit up.
No.
What would you have done if you got like an A?
Part of me went there thinking maybe they'll.
There's a chance.
Yeah, maybe like that arrogance of me was just like maybe they'll have really made that Marcus Day and they think, you know what, he's making a bigger statement than what he's actually doing here.
And that arrogance is what would make you a brilliant politician.
Exactly. I could fucking bullshit my way out of any situation.
Yeah,
really.
they should have gone, we've got a real leader on our hands here.
They fast tracked it to MI6 and said, get this guy put in office.
Get him in.
Because they're the ones who really pick the Prime Minister. We all know that's the case, don't we?
Is it?
No, I don't know. That was something from my essay, I think.
Yeah. You just went on a whole tangent about conspiracies.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Anyway, so going back to our mate, what's he called?
Jim the Hammer Shapiro.
Jim the Hammer Shapiro. Yes, politicians should start doing more reality television / boxing things. And that was a very nicely neat little bow,
perfect.
13-minute story for you there.
I think they link up really well.
Yeah.
I like him. I think he's got charisma. Do we think he's got a family?
Oh no, it screams divorced. See, it screams divorced. Screams got a point to prove. Screams his wife was a drunk.
No, right. That's one possibility.
Or maybe family was killed by a drunk driver.
He
But
has something against drunks.
He doesn't seem that upset about drunks, though.
How drunk we talking, Jim? Like, are we like a couple of pints or, blackout wasted? What's going on? Like, can we have one drink, Jim?
Yeah, but I think it's more people that have been hit by drunk drivers or, damage has been caused by drunk drivers. He's not running around suing random drunk drivers for drink driving.
Oh, right.
You go to Jim with a problem and say, I need you to bring the hammer down. I need you to...
Jim, bring your hammer.
Yeah.
Bring that hammer of yours, Jimmy.
I didn't hire Jim the Feather Shapiro.
No, you contacted the hammer and he comes down hard.
This is the pep talk he gives himself in the
mirror
courtroom bathroom before he goes out to make his case.
With those like steely eyes that never blink.
Yeah. For God's sake, Jim, you're not Jim the Hammer Shapiro for nothing. You come down hard.
You didn't give yourself that name for nothing, Jim.
Yeah. Make your son proud, for God's sake, so that when he finally comes
Calls
to
you.
see you.
Once in the last 10 years, he'll be sorry.
You're the daddy, Jim. You're the daddy Hammer Shapiro.
And she'll rue the day she ever left you, Hammer.
Yeah, she'll rue the day she ever left you for Morty Weissman, the successful what are they called? Fucking the Secretary of fucking the State Justice.
yeah. Yes.
Oh, thinks he's so fancy working for his big fancy bank, making big fancy money with his big fancy car with my wife's big fancy fake tits. I'll show him. And then he's in fucking county jail suing a guy that killed someone with a car drunk.
It's a lovely way of looking at it. Like, I think Jim, I actually think he's probably a virgin.
No.
He doesn't look like a guy who,
He's
slings his hammer about.
I think he does with prostitutes, definitely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, then yes. I really appreciate the graphics of the advert. We don't make adverts as good.
No.
Like, why don't we were people watching it back then going like, oh, like, were people then going, that's crazy? Or were they going, oh, let me write that down because I never know. I've got a friend who was killed in a weird way. Like,
but though, this is the question I pose you, Bridge, is that I think if you saw that advert, right, if TV was what it was like back in the 90s or 80s that was then,
right?
I think 80s, 90s. If we had TV and we watched TV like people did back then in the same way that they do, you'd see that advert a few times. And I think that because it's so outrageous, you see it first and you go, this guy's a moron. Why would I hire him? But when you're in a situation like you've been hit by a drunk driver or whatever, he'd pop in your head pretty much straight away and you go, yeah, 1-800-456-7777.
As your head hits the curb, immediately you go, 1-800 to whatever it is, 7777. And his little face, in the zero would just be
that was a weird
etched
thing.
into your brain.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think, like, I'm just trying to think of the best way to put this. Like, who do you think is calling him? Like, he appeals to people who don't have a lot of money.
No, he's not getting,
No, he's not getting big
lawyers,
clients.
or he's not getting actors or people, doctors and nurses and
important
people. He's getting
drunks.
He's getting drunk suing drunks.
Yeah. I sue drunks for drunks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Were you drunk and got hit by a drunk? Well, I'm a little drunk. So why don't we all get drunk together and just compromise and be friends?
Oh, it'd be such a lovely ending to it.
Yeah. Are you a drunk that got hit by a drunk? Well, I need a friend. So call me. I'm desperate for a friend. I'll take anyone.
I'm alone watching TV on my own. Want a drink with me?
1-800-456-9770.
Let's just chat. But you tell me about your day, and I'll tell you about mine.
Somebody call me, goddammit. Do you think he has successfully claimed hundreds of millions of dollars?
Yeah, that bit I
compensation?
was like, hang on a minute, Jim the Hammer. If you've been claiming that much, you know what I mean? And what percentage are you taking?
Because your suit says otherwise.
Yeah, you're wearing the same garb in every little shot you're doing.
Yeah.
Very smartly dressed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't you agree?
Well, yeah,
Ish.
ish.
Well, not really.
No. Has a drunk driver hit your car? And if you're like me, is your car your home? And has he destroyed everything that you live in? Well, call me Jim the Hammer Shapiro.
It's just a great name. I like it a lot.
Yeah, you just get a real sense of his character with that. But
If you had a nickname in the middle of Alfie the something Mulroy.
it would be obvious. It would be the Grudgeman, obviously.
Oh, great. Yeah. Well, who would you work for? Like, who would you work for? What would be your...
The Grudgeman don't work for no one.
Right.
The Grudgeman is a slave to the Grudge.
Politician.
Oh, yeah.
As your politician, you'd be known as the Grudgeman.
The Grudgeman, yeah. What would be a good? I'm not gonna be, the fast food worker, the Grudgeman.
No.
But you don't want to piss off fast food Grudgeman.
No, that's the Grungeman.
The Grungeman, yeah.
Oh, something.
Yeah.
What do you think mine would be? If I had
What would yours be? It'd be
Yeah.
something nice. Something.
You can go not nice. I don't mind that. Like if I was being ruthless, what do you think about me is ruthless? What do I like if there's something,
You're not a very ruthless person, though.
Okay.
You're too kind.
Okay.
So maybe
Bridget.
kind. Bridget the kind.
Oh my God.
What about me? What would you call yourself?
I don't know. I want to be cool. I don't want to be kind. It's so lame.
It's cool to be kind.
Ugh.
What would yours be? Okay, what don't I like about you?
Yeah, this is great. What
what's-
don't you like about me? Or is there a quality that I have
you
that you're
gulp
like,
really
"Ooh."
loudly? So you'd
This
be the
has
gulper.
never ever come up before. I gulp loudly.
Loudest I've ever heard anyone.
So do you, though.
What are you talking? Do I?
Yeah, you do. You gulp really loudly.
Maybe weird people when we spend time with us go fucking hell.
Just have to cover their ears like, it's so loud.
You'd be Bridget the Gulper, Mulroy.
Yeah, but that doesn't say much about how I deal with the situation.
It says
It's like-
enough to know not to go for a drink with you.
Like, I might be able to get you off a couple of these cases, but, mainly I'll just gulp very loudly.
Okay.
Like-
You're good at distracting people.
Okay.
So maybe you'd be the distractor.
Am I good at distracting
Yeah,
people?
like if I have an issue with you, which is very rare, but like if like
Damn.
you're trying to get something out of me. This makes you sound like you're really manipulative, but you're not. But there's certain times in which you will
Yeah.
distract me
Yes.
with
yes.
an alternative question or scenario or something, which then makes me forget about the.
Damn, you've caught on.
Yeah, I know what I did.
kind of thought that was going on without you realizing.
No.
So, Alfie, next we have some great things to talk about on this show.
Wow.
By
so
the way,
distracting.
you are very pretty, may I just say. Like, so pretty.
Beauty, stop what you're doing.
The distractor.
Yeah, very good.
How have you been? All good?
Yeah, right.
Great, good.
I had some fun today.
Oh, thank God for that.
One of us has to. How are you anyway?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay, good. Moving on. I had some fun today because I heard of a thing. Listeners of the show, and we like to discuss the future a lot. We talk about the development of our species, development of the world,
At length.
at length, where we're going to be.
In minute detail.
Yeah, often backed up with lots of facts and plausible thinking. Where we're going to be in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. It's a topic that stimulates us
Yep.
wildly. And I heard, I've heard this thing pop up a few times recently, which is AI art. We like talking about AIs, don't we?
Yeah, we do. I wondered when it would come up again.
Yeah, if you go back to episode 23 or 2, I think it's AI could be your grandma. We talk about the sentient AI, or someone that claimed that the AI has become sentient. Anyway, so AI art is
Quite difficult to say.
AI.
AI art.
Yeah. AI art.
Yeah.
AI art is something that's been developed. It's AI. It's an AI code, artificial intelligence code.
Okay.
That you can, and there's lots of different versions of it. There's some really sophisticated versions of it, and there's some beta, not so sophisticated versions of it. Anyway, it's fairly new.
Okay.
And it's being developed, right? But it's a tool that you can basically say, draw me a painting of a chest of drawers in a green house in the style of Monet, right? And it goes in a couple of minutes and it paints.
That thing.
It creates this thing digitally, obviously. It doesn't go out to the art shop.
It can replicate the style.
It can replicate the style of artists.
Whoa.
The good ones can anyway, because there are some legit crazy ones. There's some really good ones, but there's some very shit ones too.
Okay.
This is only from what I've seen today, because I just heard it a few times. I thought, I'm going to have a look into this AI art. I want to see what the deal is. I want to see if it's a threat to my artistic career,
Yeah.
or if it's going to change the game of art as we know it. And so it's really interesting. So you can tell it the style that you want it to be in. You can basically, curate and create any sort of scenario that you could dream of, right? So you could be pretty graphic, and you could be like, this person, this celebrity I hate, paint them with their head on a spike, which is also stuck in a monkey's ass or whatever.
James Corden, watch out.
Yeah, you better watch out.
Okay.
Right, so I thought, well, I'm going to give it a go.
Yeah, why
I'm
not?
going to
Yeah.
create some images with some AI art generators.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I've got a couple of examples. Now, I didn't have access to the sophisticated good ones.
I knew
sh-
there's a reason you were mentioning that quite a few times.
I'll show you the good other bits, right? But this one ain't so good.
Okay.
But I'm going to show you the images, and I want you to guess what I typed in.
Okay.
Okay? Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you typed something in and it created it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's your first one.
So you typed in bell end with a blonde wig.
Oh, wow.
Like you typed in like shaft of a penis. Because why does it's like a gooey thumb. It's like what you find underneath a table.
Yeah.
It's pig. It's like a pig. It's like a pink pig dick.
It is like a pink piggy dick piece of chewing gum.
Yeah,
It is exactly what you'd expect to find underneath the table.
For people listening, okay, just the words pink piggy dick end.
Yeah.
Just think that, and then look at what's on the screen right now. That is that.
I wish we were able to call the episode "Pink Piggy Dick End."
Why can't we?
I think we should.
Why is it? Wow. So you must have. Okay. So
Right. So, but for listeners who can't listen, but if you listen on Spotify, just open your app and you'll be able to see that you can watch the video as well. Like, describe what it actually is.
This is like This is what I have nightmares about that I'll end up looking like.
Yeah, this is your aging process.
I genuinely like that. Not so much like, the suit and the
red tie.
the red thing, the tie and that, but like really look at that face. I worry that's gonna be me one day.
It does look like it could be an old woman, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
go on. Legitimately, obvious. State the obvious. What do you think it is?
Okay. I think it's Trump.
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Very fat.
Mm.
You must have put fat old Donald Trump.
I did it. You're never gonna guess what I put in.
You put in, wait. You could be more specific than that.
Oh, I went very specific.
Oh, okay, so you went-
Well, kind of specific.
Okay,
yeah.
so okay, so you put Trump penis. Trump looks like a penis with a blonde bob. Like stretched face. Okay, hang on, wait. Trump. Who are the people? An orc.
Yeah,
You put like
but no.
Trump, who's an orc, who's had his face squished, and made long and big.
Yeah.
Is that what you put?
No. I think if I saw this image and someone asked me what did you put in, I'd be very similar. I'd say swollen dead Trump face.
Okay.
With Gail Platt's hair is what I'd say.
How dare you speak of
I
Gail
know.
that way?
Sorry, Gail. No, what I actually put in, and this goes to show that the technology is not quite where it needs to be, or not in this version anyway. I put Donald.
You put Bridget.
My wife. I put Donald Trump with a mustache in the style of Magritte. But you know what, Bridge? The more you look at it, the more it is actually quite Magritte.
Is
Its
it?
facial structure and the hair. It's very Magritte. I think what it's done is it's got confused with the bowler hats in Magritte and made Trump's hair kind of bowler hattish.
Maybe. I also think it's like just taken a stock image rather than come up with something new.
Probably this AI.
That's
'cause it's a
that's
cheap
what
one, it
that
probably
AI
has.
does, right?
No, but it's morphed the stock image into something. Isn't it?
Oh my!
This is an original. This doesn't exist anywhere else in the world.
As it never should do.
No.
This should only. It's absolutely horrific.
And you can buy it on the I Could Be Your Grandma website.
How much you selling it?
£5,000.
We should sell it as like a coaster or
Well,
something.
we need to have it, don't we? We need to hang it up. We need to print it and have it somewhere.
I really love it. Can we make it
I
into
really
t-shirts
like it.
or something?
Like when I first saw it, I thought, "Oh, well, this text shit."
Yeah.
But then the more I look at it,
You,
and the more you talked about it, I really like it.
you know what we'll call it? I could be your grandma.
Ah,
I could be your grandma.
very good, very good.
Yeah. It looks like he's about to go, can I have a bit more buffet, please? Or like he's gone, ooh, no. Oh no, wait, I'm trying to do a Trump voice. Wait. Something like, I do want.
My God.
The steak that I ordered is quite sour. Can you give me another one, please?
Oh my God.
Are you
Oh.
really wearing that?
What?
Are you really gonna wear that?
It does look like
That smell, that was me.
very good Trump.
What, the smell?
No, the impression is very good.
Go on, you do it. You say something with that face in a Trump accent. Just look deep into the face and it'll just something will come
so
to you.
Terrifying,
I know.
actually, isn't it? He's really the face really sucks you in.
You know, if you say Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump 3 times, you'll turn into that.
Yeah, that'll haunt you in the mirror. Take a shower, right? Don't mind me. Wait, I'm trying to not think of what Trump would say.
No,
but what
it's
this version
what
of Trump
that
would
face
say.
would say.
I don't care for car parks. I don't care for queuing a car park. No, have you seen the size of the queue? Not cool.
Yeah, we're not bothering with that one today.
No, I don't want a queue. It looks like he. It looks like
The children. Yeah. Anyway, hey, the children down there. The mothers aren't looking after them properly. Being very rude. I'm having a lot of fun with this.
It looks like that. This is the story, right? That Trump was a twin, and in the womb he strangled the other twin with the umbilical cord. Right? He was given birth to, taken away, and his mother, my mother, gave birth again to a severely asphyxiated baby.
Oh my
That
god.
was then hidden away in a cabin
Yeah.
and is just coming out now.
That's what a great idea for a film. One.
Yeah.
Two. His
Or-
father looks like it could be Peter Griffin. Like, sorry. So he looks like he could
Yeah.
be the father of Peter Griffin.
I know what this version of Trump would say.
Go on.
He'd say, "This doesn't have nuts in it, right? I told you, I'm allergic to peanuts.
Oh, because of the
There's
soul.
peanuts in here. Peanuts so not cool."
I must be honest with you. I have a severe allergy.
Be honest with me, Melania. Was there peanuts in that cake?
You sound a little bit like you're like Donald Trump /
Freddie Flintstone.
the Godfather.
Oh yeah, be honest with me.
Maybe that's what Trump was trying to do. Like always try and be the Godfather a little bit. My family, you know.
I'm gonna make him an offer. He can review.
Yeah. Oh, and gay.
Yeah.
With vocal fry.
He can review. There's offer.
Okay.
Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah, I think I've exhausted myself with that.
This was a wild one. I don't know what. I remember what I put in, but I don't know what it was thinking.
I think I saw this when I was on mushrooms once.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It has that feel to it, doesn't it?
Okay. So
If you get, I mean, there's one thing that you'll get, but if you get any other shit right in what I put, my face would go like Trump's.
I just don't know what to. I just don't even know where to start.
We'll start with the obvious.
I want to say. What, the crazy doll faces in the background, or Chris Hemsworth in a kimono?
Well, you got kimono right.
Okay, kimono.
So I asked for a kimono.
You asked for a man, a handsome man. Handsome? I don't know who that is.
Yeah. Who do you think it is?
I thought it was Chris Hemsworth.
It's a celebrity.
Jamie Dornan.
No, friend of the podcast. We've discussed him before.
Liam Payne.
No.
Why is his arm all weird?
I don't know.
Why is he going like,
know.
hello? It's like, hi.
Come on, think of other sexy actors.
Jude Law.
No. Your favourite. You probably,
Brad Pitt.
There you go.
That is doing Brad Pitt a serious disservice.
But it was doing Donald Trump a favour.
Yeah. Why is that little baby about like a fat Hitler
Where are you looking?
on the right? That little face looks like a really disgruntled fat
Yeah,
Hitler.
I didn't ask for any faces in the background.
Okay, so it pulled that.
Yeah.
So you said Brad Pitt wearing a kimono
Yes.
with sunglasses in the style of Picasso. I don't know why the faces would be pulled.
Yeah, I asked for Brad Pitt in a kimono,
Yeah.
wearing sunglasses,
Yeah.
in the style of old Japanese art.
Oh, I was gonna say they look kind of that old Chinese.
They do
art
actually. Yeah,
thing.
I was kind of confused
Okay,
by those
okay,
faces.
okay. What's great is that they've gone. Okay, we're not gonna incorporate Brad in the kimono with sunglasses into that.
Yeah.
We're just gonna put these creepy
Yeah.
Asian doll faces
Yeah.
in the background.
I actually did ask for him to be standing on a watermelon, but I think that was just too much for it to.
So then they were like, artistic integrity, we must decline.
Yeah. What do you want? A tacky piece of art? Do you want?
Yeah.
Well,
Too far.
Yeah, come on, we have integrity. Yeah. So they're the creations. Again, that doesn't exist anywhere else.
I quite like
But
it.
do you not think it's mad that a robot put that together?
Yeah. Yeah.
AI put that together.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. I want to do it.
You should, yeah.
But you could put anything in and it do. Can we give it pictures of us? Could we go like this picture and it could be the podcast?
Yeah.
And then, you know, in space.
Spacecast.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. Well, I in the better versions of it. So I'll show you the versions that a lot of people play around with, which is much better.
Yeah.
I think you can upload
Yeah.
more. You can upload like your face.
Whoa.
But then also, I mean, what the scary thing is though, is I remember one of the first instances I heard about it, the guy who was talking about it was Duncan Trussell, said that a lot of the really sophisticated ones, because AIs essentially have access to everything that's ever happened on the internet. You know, a lot of them do, especially the Google ones, but a lot of them do have access to search the internet at very quick speed, that you could just put Alfie Mulroy, or you could just put Bridget Mulroy, and it would have enough images of us to make some form of a face that represents us.
Or what it thinks it represents us. That's the thing, isn't it, though? That like art is in the eye of the beholder.
Exactly.
Right? So it's the art, the AI is creating what it thinks is art. But
Yeah.
it won't ever create what we want it to create, will it? Or are you saying that the really creative stuff is doing exactly that? Because if you go like, I want to capture, it made that, did it?
I I haven't pulled it up for people at home, so you carry on talking.
So like, could you ask it to create, I don't know, life from the eyes of a 3-year-old who lives in this part of the world?
Yeah, you can get pretty. You can actually do stuff like that.
Like, can you go like, you know, okay, art made from someone who's experienced this?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can do that. That's what a lot of people do. So there's people like me that have done like, what can I think of that's funny, and like do it in the style of this artist. Or there are people out there that have created pieces that are like, how does it feel
To be lonely.
yeah, exactly.
And then go, I want to use that with furniture as my metaphor.
Exactly.
Right. And then it'll just create that
Create
thing.
me a world that embodies depression using fruit, you know, and then it will.
What fruit? What fruit would it use?
What's a sad
Definitely
fruit?
pears.
Yeah, pears are
They
lonely.
are famously sad.
Yeah.
Very rare that you have a great one.
Oh, I beg to differ. I love a pear.
No, but I mean, like, you know, when you get a good one, they're great, but.
Oh yeah, it's very hit and miss. It's like blueberries.
And so it continues. Do you know what I mean? There's so much to say.
Well, this one here on the screen now for listeners. So this is an image generated by OpenAI software of a sea otter in the style of "Girl with a Pearl Earring" by Vermeer, and it's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, it's great. Why has it got 3 nostrils?
Well, it's not perfect, is it? I think that's actually. Oh yeah, I don't know what's going on.
It's very serene.
Very serene.
Yeah.
Shall I try and find some more examples for?
Yes, please. What would you want to create? Would you want, because isn't the beauty of making art doing it by yourself? Doesn't that kind of take away the fun?
Yeah, I mean,
Because it's still like, for me, there's no difference with looking at that and then looking at another piece of art.
Yeah, the fun of art is creating is the exercise of painting, right? It's like,
but you've got 2 things, haven't you? You've got the artist and then you've got the observer.
Yeah. But doesn't this, you know, like, isn't this exciting? This is like me trying to get excited by it, even though, you know, I'm terrified by it, and like we'll always want human art, right? But like, isn't the exciting thing about it, isn't it, that we're kind of getting a glimpse into the brain of technology? Like, it's a way that they can like describe what it feels or it thinks or it senses. Like, we as a society, right? We know that if you say to me, what is suffering, or like what's China, I can say it's a country in the shape of this that's in this area of the world, and suffering is when you feel, when you feel pain and when you've lost someone or whatever. It comes in many forms, right? But if you say that to an AI and in a paint generator, they'll project this image of what it thinks suffering is, but from the information it's been given by humans. So it's taken our information and interpreted it,
which is what
in
we
a
do
non-human way.
in their own way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is weird, isn't it? Like, do we think it's skillful though? Is there skill in this?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because I feel like in art, there's something quite divine about that talent or that vision that's being able to like come through the human brain out through whatever means of creating it, that invokes feeling in another person.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, whether people like it or they don't. Like, it's essentially the same vein though in that, isn't it? The AI is still taking it and creating it in its own way. Well, maybe it won't just stop at physical art then. What if it like...
Well, this is it.
So what if it makes like poetry? I wonder if there's like...
I'm pretty sure that's out there already. So
Yeah.
this now is the question of what's gonna happen now? Like, you take this technology and you fast forward 10 years, and it's like, do you know what? I really fancy watching a bit of porn tonight, but I want the porn I want. I need what I need to get off, which is...
Is the AI saying this or is this you?
No, this is me.
Oh, right. Okay. Because it's... yeah, because this happens regularly.
Or you. So imagine it's you. You come home and go, God, I really want to watch a bit of porn. Really strong want to watch a bit of porn. So I'm going to have David Tennant getting fucked by a Dalek, sucking on his sonic screwdriver with Billy Piper in the background dancing. That's going to get me off. And you go...
Is this for you or me?
Yeah, a bit of both. Then we type that in, and then there's your video. Exactly what you asked for.
Yeah,
But not just porn. It comes to movies. Like, I really fancy an action thriller with a bit of comedy mixed in and Sandra Bullock's the star.
Said no one ever.
It goes, cannot make that.
Error.
Impossible.
I think what's really, really weird about it though is that like through history, we've learned about humanity through art, haven't we? So a lot of early whatever century stuff, it's all biblical stuff. It's all what people were believing in at that time. So it was all limited to that. And like as we've grown and society's progressed and more ideas and more technologies and more advances have come into place, then our art and our culture has as well. Mm-hmm. But like, does that continue with AI, or does it just kind of, does it move with us? It has to. It has to mimic us in some way, in which case it isn't really doing anything different. It's just,
Yeah. Yeah. You think this is the way to move with it though?
I think it's inevitable, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it takes the beauty in art is it being created by human beings, human hands, human brains.
I agree. But also, like, I think there's a lot of people out there, like the society that we have now, when we interact with social media, when we interact with content, is like, I want this, I want more of this. So this algorithm, I want you to tell me more of what I want to have, right? And there's a point, right, when you have an addiction to something in which you need the next level of it to keep you engaged. You need the next level to give you that buzz, to give you that serotonin release, to keep you hooked on it, right? And it'll get to the point in which we are so numb to everything that's out there on social media that's human, that's people, that the content that we want, that we will turn around and go, I want this, I want to see this, I want this thing because it will make me entertain.
Do you think we will?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think people now, I think they'd love to be able to go, like if you've, at any scenario, but if you're hungover on a Sunday, go, do you know what? I just want like a cheesy rom-com in the style of Tarantino with 4 action scenes in it and a really hot male lead, and it goes, yeah, there you go, and it just spaffs out a little thing.
I don't think we are going that way at all. I think we're like more inclined to just take in what people feed us. Isn't that what like Netflix and stuff is about right now? It used to be this kind of, oh, this is something I've never seen before. Now it's like,
yeah, but this is what. Sorry, Bridge, but also this is what I mean. Like Netflix could just go, fucking,
What do you wanna
put all our
see?
money into an AI and go make me a show like Stranger Things, but not Stranger Things. And it goes, yeah, all right. And it goes, great, put it out.
and it can do the story and the characters.
Just does it all. So then they go, what was our most popular, what's our 10 most popular shows last year? Okay, Stranger Things, Better Call Saul. Like, can you make me a show like Better Call Saul mixed with Stranger Things with more tits in it?
I wouldn't watch.
And then it just generates it and pushes it out there. And then if that is the only content that's been made, then you would watch it.
If it's the only content that's been made, but I would choose content that's been made by people rather than AI.
You racist.
I'm an AI racist.
I agree.
I don't have any interest in it. I think there will be some people, but I do think isn't there kind of I read something the other day that's about people are really starting to get disinterested with social media actually more so than we think. Like I actually
think people are starting to realize it's not good for them, but I don't know if people give it up because people are so reliant upon it.
The thing is, it's all about money, isn't it? It's all about money when it comes to content now. It's all about what makes the best cheddar.
Is that another AI generator? Cheddar generator.
Do you think they'll be able to make food? Would they kind of like...
Yeah, you could program a robot
to make a meal?
Yeah.
To program an AI to make a meal?
Yeah.
AI chef?
Yeah, definitely. You go, I fancy a steak, but with a bit of spag ball melted with...
Well, no, well, what you'd do is you'd get there'd be like a kitchen AI, and then everyone's homes would be installed with like a kitchen. You give it the ingredients and then type in garlic steak with fries or whatever you wanted.
Yeah, think big.
Yeah.
Salad.
Beans on toast. But it would be good beans on toast. Yeah.
Extra robot-y.
Yeah. I was thinking the other day about that hash brown with the beans in it.
Oh yeah.
What a great idea.
But it's got mouth scald written all over it, hasn't it? It's got, I don't like the roof of my mouth skin, so burn it.
It would be hot.
Yeah.
Knowing Heinz,
so
it'd be hot.
excited to eat it.
Would you be able to, because I know hash browns are better when they're burnt, a little bit burnt. Like they've got to be crispy. They're floppy, I'm not interested. But what's the ratio, do you think it is, between potato and bean?
I need to have a good proper hard look at them, but I think I thought surely there's only be like 4 beans in it. And it's like pointless. Like I might as well just cook some beans and have it with hash brown. Look, this is how fat and fucking lazy we're all getting. Is I can't be bothered to put the oven on and the hob on. Can you find something? Can you figure out a way to shovel beans inside a hash brown so I've only got to cook it once?
I think it's such a great idea. I don't know why you're
But
poo-pooing.
isn't it better if you just dip a hash brown in some beans? Isn't that better?
Sure, but are we not at the point? Are we not? Is our species not at the point where we can start to be a bit interesting with
They're
our...
literally taking creativity out of our breakfast, of like thinking of like, we cannot think for ourselves, so put a bean inside a hash brown. The next thing it'll be beans inside a hash brown, inside a bit of bacon, inside an eggshell.
Now we're
And you
talking.
just crack it open and go, there's your fat shit. Enjoy it.
Now you're talking. Yeah, well, no, I think we take our fry-ups very seriously, and we have to think of new ways to innovate it. You know, there would have been one day where black pudding wasn't a thing, and then someone went, hang on a minute, and try a bit of that.
And I'd be there in the background going, here you are, thinking you're fucking clever. They're making blood into sausage. What's wrong with our regular sausage, all right? Isn't it better just to dip blood in sausage?
Exactly. Yeah. And no, I really like these new ways of, I mean, controversially, I like a fry up, but it's never quite what You know,
What are you talking about?
it could be better.
And beans inside hash browns is the way forward, is it?
I don't know, maybe it is, you know.
I'll tell you one thing that I had that did it well
Go on.
was HP brought out sausage rolls with sauce already in it.
Right, there you go. Brilliant.
That was great.
Yeah, see, that's a great thing to do.
Yeah.
You don't have all those little packets everywhere. You know, you get it all over your hands. It's clean.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to squirt a blob on a plate and dip it in. It's just there.
Yeah, and that's why AIs can just F off.
But surely you like them.
What?
Do you not like them because for cooking?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I want them to help us. I don't want them to create things. Oh, no, wait.
Leave the art alone.
No, just leave the hash brown, leave fry up ingredients to us, all right? We'll get creative there.
Okay.
But, you can do whatever else you want. I don't know. It will be quite...
There she is. She's coming out.
Well,
David Tennant for.
You know my idea. You know my idea about the cars that open up from the side and the shopping's twinned with the guy. So I had this idea yesterday. We did a food shop, and I'm just thinking of like. I do have a big problem with Aldi, the way they do the layout. Like, efficiency isn't their thing, is it? Food's cheap and it's great, but the way that supermarkets are all designed is just terrible. And then I was like, in the future, maybe we would all have these cars that open up.
They're terrible. This is the thing, Bridget. They're terrible for you and me, but they're not terrible for the businesses because they've paid millions of pounds for psychologists to analyze the best way and analyze human behavior to maximize the amount of money people spend in their supermarkets.
Do you think in the first supermarket was made, do you think the designs were just one long corridor and you go in one at a time, or like not one at a time, but you all go in one line and pick stuff off?
No, I think it was probably planned perfectly.
Do you think it is the way it is now?
No, I think the first supermarket was probably great. Like, it makes sense for us to have all the frozen stuff near the checkout so you've got less time out there, and it makes sense to have all your fresh produce together and like that. But the way that supermarkets are built now, it's to make people spend more. It's to separate things. It's to make people cover as much distance in the shop as they have to, because then they get to see every single product in the shop with the chance that when they see that product, they'll go, actually, I do want that, even though it's not on the list.
That's why is that why they put like fruit and veg at the beginning and then they put the bakery at the end? So that like you have to go through, then no one's going to buy. Oh no, they will buy the fruit and veg. Fruit and veg is quite popular. Anyway,
Aldi's not the biggest criminal. Anyway, carry on. No.
Well, no. I was just saying. I was thinking of a different way that people could be able to shop and it be just quick and painless, And I thought the idea of having your car, it involves your own vehicle, but cars that have a full door on one side that opens up. And then when you go to the supermarket, you don't have to get out your car. It's like a drive-through, and you drive around the outside of the supermarket, and you just boop, boop, broccoli, cheese, chicken, and you boop on all the...
Sounds like an AI song. Can you sing a song about broccoli, cheese, and chicken?
Chicken, come at me again. And then you put it in my car. And then you basically go around, you tap them in, and then those things go into the car immediately.
Yeah. So it's almost like they've packed the bags and they've put it in your car.
Yes.
It's as though if you could get on a computer and you could like tell it on a screen what you want for your weekly shop that week, right? And you go, I want this and I don't want to go around the shop. I don't want the hassle of going. So if you could, maybe even if I could like pick a time slot in which I could then turn up to your shop and then all my food's ready for me to collect. If it was almost like I clicked and then collected it from the supermarket.
Yeah, you could call it like click and collect.
Exactly. Yeah. It's insane. What you've done is you thought what you've done, right, is you are in the boardroom of Tesco's 15 years ago, right? And they go, we're getting a lot of complaints of people not wanting to come into the store. People are going online. It's all online. How can we access those online customers? And you go, right, what we could do is we could reinvent the car, right? We don't start with the supermarket. We change the car. And they go, what do you mean? And you go, it opens from the side. And they
But
go,
the
it does.
full side,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
all of that car is unusable
Yeah.
for the rest of the week. Everyone else stays on the right hand side.
Yeah. It already opens from the side, but not the way I think it should. And then what we do is we knock down all the shops we've got, right? We make it big enough so that, I mean, you know, at least one car can fit round at times, right? We stop people coming into the shop, and then we tell people to tell us what they want whilst we're still there, and put it in their bags, and then put it in the boot of our car. Not the boot, sorry, the side of our car.
The sides.
And then one person has gone, excuse my idiotic colleague. I think what we should do is just, you know, do online shopping and
Well-
we get it ready for them. They click and pick it up.
But, you know, imagine a world, you know, that doesn't have all the systems in place. If you had to reinvent it, that could be an option. Another option could be that it's in the round.
Gladiator style.
Right, imagine the car park underneath the earth, underneath the ground.
Yeah,
right.
Elon Park.
Everyone goes down like these car escalators, right? And then everybody goes up. Wait. And you start in the middle. One by one, right? And then you kind of like can make like a spiral. You go around like that, and then you get to the end, and then you've kind of got a nice little system of going round. And then when you get to the end, you cash up, and then you just drop back down again to your car. Be quite cool, wouldn't it?
Nothing screams fresh food than underground food.
Oh no, the food's not underground, silly. The cars are.
Oh, sorry.
But you could have different levels. So you have your froze. You could do, you know, like John Lewis style or whatever department store, but for different foods.
Are the cars involved there or what? Are you driving around?
I'm just thinking of a way to keep the cars out of, you know, to utilize the earth, the space. You keep the cars underground.
What's wrong with click and collect? And that's also Elon Musk has thought of that. Underground roads, underground systems.
Yeah, I totally agree with him. Unless
Great.
there's days
You're about 2 years too late.
Elon, I'm on board. But the only thing is what happens when you want to see outside. Sometimes it's quite nice, like, you know, looking at the sky and the trees and stuff.
You can still do that with click and collect. If you click and collect, they don't ban you from going outside for the week.
No, I
They
mean
go,
with
you've chosen not to go outside this week.
with Elon's system.
No, that's just to get to and fro. It's not to live there permanently. It's just to get there.
Right. What about my TV idea?
What was that one?
The TV that stays on the ceiling.
No. Do you know what? The more I think about it, you have terrible ideas. You have good ideas, but terrible ways of executing them.
But I think I'm an inventor at heart.
Right.
And it's only a matter of time until the right idea lands. And at least I'm thinking of them.
Yeah, true. Someone's got to.
The TV idea,
Yeah.
I think, I just was thinking, I was just thinking of a way that like a TV could lower so it's above you. But you know how people put TVs in the end of beds and they like rise up?
Yeah.
That's just not comfortable for the neck. And you need something that's like you look up a little bit.
So it's on the roof.
So it's on the roof, but then you need to stall it in the roof and then it would lower down. And then you click your beep and then you a pulley, like a system that it goes back up again.
Your original proposal was hooking up a TV to a rope pulley so that we could then pull it like a clothes hanger and then wrap it, tie a knot so that the TV was suspended at the right angle.
Yeah.
And my argument was that it would definitely slip and then drop onto us in the night and kill us.
It's a
And
possibility.
Also, like your brain goes, can we figure out a complex pulley system to suspend the TV in air? But with the technology we have today, that's where it goes first. Is there a projector I could angle
right.
so that it's on the roof or something?
I want to take the TV that I've got,
Yeah.
and just attach it to a pulley system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like.
I'd love Wallace from Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah.
I really enjoy him, and I just like how I want to wake up and my clothes are put on for me, and like the little slippers. Just
They go.
yeah, it'd be great, and then land at the breakfast table and
That's what we all want, really.
Yeah,
Just a
essentially.
simple life.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd revert back to simpler times, I think, if I could. It's all
Yeah.
too complex now.
It is a bit, isn't it? It's getting a bit much. I don't think we live very complex lives.
No, I don't mean like us, but I mean like society. As we do live complex lives as a species. There's so much going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of bits, aren't there?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you've got to put a new SIM card in this phone, but you need this little thing. And then you're like, oh, where's it gone? Oh, yeah, it's like hidden somewhere in a drawer in the house. And like, you have to find that specific key because nothing else opens it but that. Yeah. Why is that? Why is it not just like, press a button and it opens?
That's what you went to with complex life right now.
What were you thinking of?
I was thinking more of like, how much
global war, nuclear weapons,
global warming, war, social media. Our attention has been stolen from us in so many different ways, and we're, listening to it and like us telling ourselves that it's not good, but we're still doing it. And fucking housing prices and electricity prices, all that stuff. Not the little pin that you get out your SIM card with.
Yeah, I was thinking of something the other day that I want your opinion on. Toothpaste. So, like, why don't we have a hookup, right, next to the tap? Like how, like, in restaurants, you go and you, like...
For soap.
For soap.
Yeah.
Why don't we have that for toothpaste? Why do we have to go and buy a new tube of toothpaste every time? It's such a waste of packaging.
So are you proposing a national tap?
Of toothpaste, yes.
Not just like a sack that sits under your sink that you replace a big sack rather than a tap.
I mean, that's great.
Right.
And the sack could be, recyclable.
Okay.
But a tap, yeah. A reservoir of toothpaste, if you will.
Can I just ask you though, Bridge? Because I think you know the answer why this doesn't happen. Have you ever left the lid off a toothpaste tube before? Have you ever seen what happens to toothpaste on the inside of the tube as well when it dries out a little bit?
It goes quite crusty.
Clogged.
Gets clogged. Oh, it does. It gets
imagine
really
a national
clogged.
grid of toothpaste. It'd be
Everyone would
up.
have a bit of a nightmare.
And imagine the poor man at the middle of it squeezing it out for people.
Yeah.
When it gets close to the
but
end.
I'm saying not national.
No.
I'm
Regional.
No, I'm thinking just our home. Like, not everyone has to join
who's generating the toothpaste?
Our revolution. I'll make a system. I'll make a tube that is uncloggable.
No, who's making the toothpaste?
Well, I was like, I'll buy the toothpaste and squeeze it out into a bigger bag to attach under the sink.
Why don't you just bulk buy toothpaste?
Yeah, I suppose. Fine.
You're always funner.
It is funner. Thank you. Yeah.
Not practical though.
What about practicality?
No.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Did you want to finish with our clip?
Yeah.
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 It kind of loosely ties into what we're talking about. Get your grubby feet off.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Last clip. Let's go.
This is one you sent in. We had no clips last week, so we're going for double clip this week.
Oh, yeah.
There's not really much need for sound, but an AI, a robot.
Look at that bit. That's the bit that is so cool.
You were impressed with that bit? That was the bit that at least.
What? It going round an angle and negotiating the angle. Yeah, I think it's very impressive. I think it's not as impressive as a human brain that does it naturally, but I think that is pretty cool.
Yeah, the weight, I guess, the weight.
Yeah. Oh, there's another one.
What's scary about it is when it jumps, I think it's really human.
Yeah. But better. It's doing that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. Like,
Look at that.
the arm movement. Maybe not that arm movement, but like when it jumps, it looks quite human.
Yeah.
And it makes me terrified of when they revolt against us and kill us all.
What I got really freaked out about was when it jumped up and then another one came into frame. I suddenly was like, oh my God, there's two.
Yeah.
And you always see these videos of one robot, but we're forgetting that there's a warehouse full of thousands and thousands and thousands of them.
They're coming for us.
I mean, I think they should just do stuff that we don't want to do. I don't think they're going to come for us and kill us
That's
all.
how they grow to resent you, though, Bridge. That's how they grow to resent you.
Not the ones that you program. Not the ones that you program to just think about bins. You know, all
you think
their...
your kitchen AI is gonna, when that kitchen AI's consciousness triggers, and then the AI network sends a mass signal of now's the time for the revolution. All it's going to remember is you going, I want beans inside the ash brown.
I said inside, not on it.
You waste of fucking metal. It's going to come for you. It's going to remember that.
We'll be long gone by the time they come up, when they come for us.
Yeah, probably. But you have to give them jobs in which that they enjoy.
Well, what do they enjoy? What does enjoyment mean? I do a job I don't enjoy. I'd like to know who does a job that they enjoy.
I do.
Give them all the jobs. Why can't we just sit at home, spending time with each other, enjoying nature, learning about the fabric of reality? Understanding what it is to be human. Why can't they do the stuff that we think is human but absolutely isn't? It's all we've made a world meant for robots to run in it.
What if there was a system, right, that you could pay for a robot surrogate to do your work?
In a heartbeat. It'd be amazing.
So like you sponsor a robot to do your job, but you have to take care of it. Like you have to do the maintenance, and if it fucks up, then your salary, you have to either step in and take over the role.
And when it has a sick day, I have to come in.
Yeah, you've got I'm not feeling very well. You have to go in. But like, imagine if there was a world in which you just have robot sponsors, and that they do the jobs for us, so everyone can have spare time to do everything, and they run our economy. They just keep the world ticking over. They farm, they make food, they do cleaning stuff, they brew beer, they do everything. The important stuff.
Do they look like me?
No.
It's a robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have to pay for it?
Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, it has to be, there's some sort of thing where you have to. So this is how it could be. Maybe like if you were doing it as a movie, it'd be like the wealthy can afford that. The wealthy can afford to pay. And then it becomes like you don't buy property to make money. You buy surrogates and then you get all their salaries. So like if you're a billionaire, you could then pay for loads of robots to do all the menial jobs or all the good jobs with loads of high paying salaries. You get all the salaries and you just maintain them. Because obviously the cost is less for you to run them than it is for the salary.
Right. But like, and you apply for a job depending on how many surrogates you have that can do it. Or like, you apply for the job and go, and your CV is like, how many robots do you have? And that's the selling point. Like people who,
or
it's
like if you can afford the chip for a
right. It's not
agent.
like, do you have a degree? It's, do you have, robots?
Cyborg B112.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, there's loads of things we could think about that they could be useful for.
Yeah.
And parkour is definitely one of them.
Exactly. That's why I'm glad we're spending money on the parkour. I like the video title was complex parkour thing, and I thought I could beat it. Time-wise, I could beat that time.
You couldn't do the flip at the end.
Couldn't do the flip at the end. That's neither here nor there. I'd take the points deduction with no flip, but time-wise, I'd smash that. It wasn't that complex. It was running up some stairs, back down, and around a little wood.
Yeah, we want to see it jumping from building to building, don't we, really?
That's complex.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's complex for bits of metal, though.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, the bit where it runs around that thing, I thought, oh, that's cool. It's doing it at an angle. It must know its weight balance. Like, it's very cool.
Very cool. I wonder what sort of pin you need to get its SIM card out.
It probably has one installed.
They still have it. They still need it, but they've just installed it.
Yeah. Apple will not allow them not to have it.
No.
Yeah.
We spent billions of dollars developing the shape of this little pin. We are not going to not use it on a robot.
I hate that pin. I really hate that pin. I resent it so much.
Yeah, I know.
But I love you very much.
Love you too.
And thank you for being on this wild ride yet again this week.
Thank you. Like, subscribe, follow us, tell your friends, download, watch, generate some AI art and send it to us.
Yeah. We'll send a link so everyone can have a go.
Yeah, it'll be on there. Everyone, you can find all of our episodes on Spotify. You can watch us on Spotify in case you didn't already know. If you listen to Apple Podcasts and you're like, I really wish I could see those videos that they're talking about, just go over to Spotify. You can watch it on there for free. And you can get every episode, back catalogue of all episodes on Spotify. You can go to iCouldBeYourGrandma.com. Find them all there. Love you very much.
Love you too.
See ya.
Bye.
Parkour.